Have you ever looked at your social life and just felt off? Like something's missing, or worse, that something's wrong with you for not having a huge circle of friends? Well, if that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. We're gonna flip that script and show you why having few friends isn't a flaw at all. It's actually a sign of something much, much deeper.
This right here, this is the entire idea. It's about shifting your perspective. That feeling of being different isn't a bug, it's a feature. It's a sign of rarity, something that most people just won't get at first glance. It's not a weakness, it's an indicator of something really special going on under the hood.
And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? What is it exactly that makes you different? Well, we're going to break down the specific rare traits that often lead to a smaller, more curated social circle. And by the end of this, you'll see these things not as problems, but as core features of a pretty amazing operating system.
So here's our roadmap. We'll start by tackling the whole social numbers game. Then we'll dive into 5 key traits, from being a deep processor to having this thing called radical self-reliance. And finally, we'll completely redefine what real connection is all about.
All right, first up, let's just tear down this idea that friendship is some kind of competition. You know the myth that having more friends means you're more successful or happier? Right? This single idea is the source of so much anxiety for so many people. It's a game where the only rule is more, more, more. But here's the thing. You weren't built to play that game. Your personal scoreboard is measuring something completely different. Okay, so if you're not playing the numbers game, what's really going on? Let's get into our first trait because this one is absolutely fundamental. It explains so much about the energy it takes for you to just be social. So this means you're never just passively listening. Nope, you're analyzing, you're connecting dots. You're replaying a weird comment someone made, wondering what they really meant by it. It's an incredible gift. You see things nobody else does. But wow, it takes up a ton of mental energy. This is the perfect way to picture it. For most people, a social chat is like a simple calculator. You put in numbers, you get numbers out. But for you, it's a supercomputer. You're running complex algorithms on tone, body language, and subtext. And a supercomputer, well, just needs a lot more power and a lot more time to cool down. Now for our second trait, and this one is a real paradox. It's a quality that has probably gotten you through some of the hardest times in your life, but it can also be the very thing that keeps people at a distance. I mean, think about it. When you've taught yourself how to be your own rock, your own problem solver, your own support system, reaching out for help feels totally unnatural. The thing is, you can forget that people want to help. They want to be needed. Vulnerability, that's the currency of real connection. And here's that paradox in a nutshell. On one side, you have this incredible strength. You're capable, you're resilient. But on the other side, that very same strength can build a wall around you. It can accidentally signal to the world, I've got this, even when deep down you'd love some support. Okay, this next trait often gets a bad rap. People might call it being too picky or hard to please, but it's really a sign of deep integrity. I call it the authenticity requirement. You know how most people have different social masks? There's the work mask, the party mask, the family mask. Well, for you, that's just not an option. Engaging in small talk that feels fake or hollow isn't just boring, it's physically draining. It feels like a betrayal of who you are. And yeah, that filters out a lot of people, but it protects your soul. So let's look at 2 final traits that are totally intertwined. These are basically the blueprints that your social life is built on. They determine who you let in and what you're even looking for in the first place. Maybe in the past, opening up to someone led to getting hurt. So, what did you do? You built walls. And that was a really smart survival move at the time. The only problem is, those walls don't have eyes. They can't tell the difference between a threat and a genuine opportunity for connection. And this reframe is so important. The goal is not to just tear down your defenses and be vulnerable to everyone. No way. It's to turn those walls into gates. Gates that you control. You're the one with the key. You get to decide who comes in and who stays out. At the end of the day, it really comes down to this. You're not failing at friendship. You're playing a completely different game with a different set of rules. While a lot of the world is chasing social status and filling up their calendars, you're on a quest for meaning, for truth, for things that actually fill your mind.
So if the numbers game is totally bogus, what's the right way to measure all this? How do we define a rich, fulfilling social life if it's not about how many contacts you have in your phone?
It starts by understanding your own personal energy system. Some people are social rechargers. They gain energy from being around others. But others, like you perhaps, are solitude rechargers. You gain energy from being alone. And listen, neither one is better. They're just different operating systems. You can run Mac software on a Windows PC and then get mad when it crashes, right?
And hey, this isn't just a feeling. The data backs this up. Research on well-being shows exactly this. Having 50 surface-level acquaintances barely moves the needle on your overall life satisfaction. But just one deep, authentic connection, that's where the magic happens. That's what true fulfillment is built on. Quality over quantity, every single time.
So what's the path forward? It's pretty simple, actually. First, you've got to understand and own your features. Stop apologizing for them. Second, start seeking out environments where depth is valued. Then, prioritize the quality connections you do find. And finally, and this is crucial, embrace your recovery time. That solitude isn't a weakness, it's how you recharge.
I want to leave you with this final thought. You're not lacking connection, you're selective. You're holding out for something real. Your depth isn't a burden, and your high standards aren't a problem. They're a filter. In a world that often settles for the superficial, you're not broken for wanting more. You're just rare, and the rarest things are always worth the wait.